Oops. Hey, just a moment. All right. Just a moment. Better. All right. Sorry for a little bit of distraction. Just that my room is not properly set up. So, how are you, everyone? It's been a while, and I hope you are doing fine. And I think we're gonna have a good inner peace time tonight. Today, I'd like to present something quite new for you. But before we go to that part, I am not expecting there gonna be a lot of people, but maybe it could benefit anyone if they come watching now or later. Now, as it is, everyone, today, this weekend especially, it is about the. Just one moment, just setting this up. Here we go. All right, just one moment. All right, okay. Can you hear me? All right, that's cool. Hello, Miss Claudia and Miss Helen. Thank you for staying with me. All right, let's get to our system of inner peace night Sunday. All right, excuse me. Still having a little bit of cold because of my trip from Scotland last week. On my way, we went to on the way back. Actually, we went stopping by in Glasgow, where our temple is close by, and it was raining. And here you go. I have a call from that. Hello, Kathleen. Good to see you. Anyway, and it is. Hopefully, you don't mind about my voice. It's not that perfect, but at least it will do for now. And so today, I'm going to presenting you a little bit of about Buddhas because past week, last Thursday to be exact, we have a full moon. And to some country, especially in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, they are celebrating is a Buddha day. But in Thailand, we have a quite different day of counting the full moon. And the full moon for the Buddha day in Thailand, it will be celebrated on June. So therefore, in other words, we celebrate it twice. So that's just gonna talk about a little bit of how one become a Buddha. Before one become a Buddha, they earn this title called Bodhisatta. But Bodhisatta, it is something that anyone can possibly achieve if they have this quality of mind, which in the following story that I'm about to tell you. So stay tuned, all right? If you like, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if you are new, don't forget to, leave some comment telling us your local time and the place where you're watching this from or where do you live so we can get to know each other. For those who regular, don't be shy as well, all right? Hello, Catherine. Thank you. Good afternoon. Well, actually, it's nighttime, but in fact, I don't really feel it's nighttime because it's getting to summer here, and right now it's still it's 8 o'clock. At it is, we are broadcasting at the moment. But you know what happened? It's still sunny out, and the sunset will be at 9. So that's how it is. So it's gonna be quite very very bright outside. Hello, Miss Charles. Thank you. I didn't see you at the temple. Hopefully you're doing okay, and thank you very much for dropping in. All right, so let's get to our making of Bodhisatta story that I just mentioned earlier, everyone. Hopefully it's benefit and enjoy. Because before we're gonna go to the story, let's go with the term Bodhisatta. Bodhisatta is like a seed that rooted into the mind when one want to help others, when one want to not only free oneself from suffer, but they want also to help others. This is the sign of Bodhisatta. That anyone can achieve this, but it doesn't mean that anyone can success. It has to be giving some time and also a lot of patience, consistency or perseverance in order. So we can talk about the quality of one, how can one be the Buddha but first of all, to become the Buddha or thinking or like that, they must have what this called Bodhisatta seed into the mind. That's called with the story of this Buddha. Or one for one information. The Buddha itself, for some of you who don't know, there are many Buddhas. It is said in the scripture that there are there are Buddha more than a grain of sand under the ocean. So therefore, there were many Buddha exist in the past, and this one that the current one that we are talking about. This we're gonna talk about his story, how he thought of becoming one. Let's go with story then, everyone. In a long, long distant past, there was a family of young men and father and mother and father. These are very, very poor farmer, okay, and they are living in a very suburb of town. I mean, not very far from town because they don't have a good, don't have money, so they live in the forest most likely, living day by day to survive. And as a tradition for the people at the time, since in the farmer family, when one grow enough, they should marry so they can continue their family legacy. Just like us, we also have the same kind of thought. And this man, his parents also asked him, young son, I think you are grown enough to start a family. Maybe it's time for you to find, we can find you a good woman for you to marry. Oh, because of the time, they don't have the, they don't have like us free society, free living. To because that, you see, when people want to meet someone, they normally have like marriage arrangement or having a party so people can get to know each other. This similar to that, but it's in a way that is represented by the family of the parents finding the good woman or family of find the young man to marry to their daughter family, and that is how it is. So they asked him, but he thought that father and mother, we are very poor enough. You see, if we are poor, just living by ourselves, supporting me, you, and it will be quite difficult if we have one person adding to the family. So please let me taking care of you, and don't worry about that for the time being. So as there is no resistance, therefore they living together just like normally. But then soon, happiness won't last though, as they live their life normally. As time goes, the father died of old age, leave only him and his mother alone to live in the family. And so they continue to live, they must survive. But of course, opportunity arise sometime. And this young man happened to find a new cargo ship boarding at the port near where he lived. So he thought that maybe my life could be better if I change my occupation from being a farmer to be a sailor. So he went to ask the sailor, "Sir, could I work for you?" And the merchant who owned the ship, looking at the young man, he's young and he's strong. Maybe he can be a good helper into my ship. All right, welcome aboard, young man. But then the young man said, "Sir, I love to work with you, but you see, I have my parents who, my own mother. She is alone. If I leave, I cannot. There will be no one to taking care of her, and I'm single. Is it possible for me to take her along with me? Don't worry, I will take care of her, and she won't be a burden on your ship." The merchant was quite hesitant because bringing an old lady into the ship while they travel across the sea is quite risky. But if the young man insists, he won't, object. So, all right, welcome you and your mother aboard. Well, be ready by dawn. So we're gonna leaving soon. So, as the young man getting himself ready, went back to his mom. "Mom, let's pack our stuff. We're gonna go living aboard. Our life will be much better from now. Let's go." So his mother, gonna be in a new journey. But then, they're packing and then leaving. As they travel along the ship, he working very hard, making friends with all the people in the ship. So they were quite enjoyable and peaceful time while he was staying there with everyone. Everyone loved him because he was having endearing speech and he taking care and be nice to everyone and be helpful to everyone in the ship. So that's the people, all the sailors and the merchants love him very much. As he lived along, he also not skipping up taking care of his own mother. But the happiness sometimes it won't last, and also sadness too. Sometimes it lasts, but it won't stay long. Therefore, as they travel, 7 days have passed. The big storm coming and hit the ship very hard in the middle of the night. Yes, everyone. And so the ship cannot hold. Imagine, but the ship isn't big like a Titanic ship, so you can imagine how it's gonna be sunk. And so when this happened, the young man think only one thing: I must survive. So thus he went to bring his mother coming out from the room and try to swim very far from the ship, because when the people panic, they are afraid of death and they don't know what to do. Some even afraid and don't know what to do. But this young man, who he only had one thing in his mind: he must swim away from the ship as far as he can. And so while he's swimming, he saw many people screaming for help, but he himself cannot help because he himself alone and with his mother on his back, he cannot do anything but, bring kind of like feeling sad and feeling struggle at the same time. There are many people he want to help, but he could not. And he himself alone is difficult enough, but with his mother on his back too. Imagine how difficult it would be just to try swim alone and have to get away from the ship because of the fish and a lot of obstacles on the sea. As he traveled, 2 days passed. He keeps swimming and swimming, only one thing in his mind: I must survive and reach the shore. At that moment, about 2 days passed. 2 days. He began to lose strength, and it is this thought that is come into his mind. Oh, living alone is difficult enough. Life is so suffering. Look at me now, swimming across the ocean with my mother on the back. It's also difficult. Living a life is so suffering. This is when he began to realize. As too, we can realize, but for just temporarily. But this time, this thought struck into his mind. And is it then when he come to think that, if I somehow find a way to escape this suffering, I too shall help others. This is when the seed of Bhodisatta begin to settle into his mind. This is when he begin to think not only just finding himself end of suffering, but helping others as well. That's when he had this thought. When he begin to lose the strength, he begin to sink. When the thought just rises into his mind: if I give up now, me and my mother will end. I cannot do that. And such the thought that want to help others, it's like a new Red Bull drink energy fell into his mind. He began to bring his mom on his back again and keep swimming further without tired. And then 5 days after that, he reached the shore safely. And so with that thought in his mind, he want to help others, he want to help himself, and then when he success, he want to help others as well. When he thought that, this is when he begin to keep that vow into his mind. And finally, because of that thought, it allowed him to gain the strength and finally reach the shore of not long after. After he reached the shore, he began to settle down in the village nearby that shore, and thus live the life with his mother until the day of her time is end. Thus he began to live alone, and because of that, this is the story of our current Buddha begin to thought of helping others. And so, for one to become the Buddha, it could be anyone among us. But to success, that is another story. But anyone could have potential if you have the mind of not just only help yourself but helping others. This is the mind of the Bodhisatta, or want to become the Buddha in the future. Hope you enjoy the story. And so therefore, to have such a thought like that, we too can achieve. If our mind becomes still, the peace and joy will have similar quality of the mind, that be kind and love everyone equally, just as their own family bloodline. And so everyone, hope you enjoy the time, and check yourself 3 things before we start our inner peace moment. Check and make sure if your mobile phone is put into silent. Number 2, check if you need to use toilet or not, because you don't want to go to toilet while you have finally achieved inner peace time, right everyone? And last but not least, check if the room you are meditating is peaceful, suitable for meditation. It will be the afternoon for some, so please check because it may not be peaceful like in the morning. So check and that make sure. If you all set, don't forget to leave some comments so I know that you are there with me. Hello, Miss Irene. Thank you for joining me as well as with everyone else. All right. Well, for those who come late, just want to let you know that I have a call from my recent trip in Scotland, and along the way on my trip back, I just, showering in the light rain. I thought it wasn't much, but the next day, here I am with this, you know, ducky voice now. Hopefully, it won't disturb your inner peace nighttime, inner peace Sunday with me. All right, everyone, if you all set, maybe it's time for us to start now. All right, everyone, let us begin our inner peace time. Let's start by finding ourselves sitting in the most comfortable position without any tension on your body. Relax very truly, and then gently close your eyes, feeling as if you are about to take a rest. Putting down everything aside and imagine a place that you like to be by yourself, where you can feel most comfortable yet relaxed, free from all responsibility. And begin to relax from the top of your head down to forehead, eyebrows, and eyelids. No need to use your eyes. We close them down to disconnect from any distraction. And making your face become soft. Clear all the thought in your head and mind. Make it feel light. Continue down to the neck, shoulder, back, body, abdomen, and both of your arms, forearms, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Continue further from your hip to your legs and knees, down to the tips of your toes. Making sure that your whole body is properly adjusted, so you won't feel any tension when your body finding the balance in the relaxation. You would be content, enjoy to stay in this posture as long as you like, feeling like your whole body is light, empty, or transparent. Blended in with the atmosphere inside your room. Spending a few moments adjusting yourself so both body and mind can find the synchronized feeling of comfort. Allow you to find inner peace much faster and quicker. Once you are done, let's begin to adjust the mind. Begin by take a deep breath. Slowly breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring back the mind. Gently rest it inside as you breathe in. Empty the mind while you breathe out. Feeling your mind present inside, around your abdomen, or at any point where you feel just right to rest your mind inside yourself. From this moment on, you still feeling the mind presenting inside. Sometimes the mind may wandering outside. You may lightly imagine the sun, a cooling sun, shining at the place where you rest your mind. And observe the sun you still feeling. Be calm and remain neutral with all experience that may arise. No need to react to what you feel or what you see. Be still and still. Let the sun be like a guide for the mind to stay inside. Should the thought arise or the noise from outside disturb your inner peace, don't worry. Let it be and let it end without following the thought. Instead, if you like, you could recite the mantra in your mind at your own pace. You may use your own mantra or the following mantra. Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Continue on until the sound of mantra disappear or fade away. So let us take our time slowly without rushing, finding ourselves inner peace together on our own until the appropriate time. Stay and be still as the mind gradually comes to a standstill inside. Inner peace and joy would arise. Feel into the mind. Allow the mind to be open to love without any condition. Sharing this feeling of love and joy to the people that you love, starting from yourself to your friends and family and everyone here who joining us at this moment. Sending them love, kindness with positive feeling that arise from the mind that becomes still. May they all be free from any kinds of danger or suffering. For those who are suffering, may they be happy. And for those who are already happy, may they be happier more and more. Spending the last moment before the end, spread love and kindness in silence. Stay and still. Allow the mind to rest inside. Then slowly and gently open your eyes. May you all be with inner peace within and be happy in everywhere you go and whatever you do. Welcome back, everyone. The number is less than. Maybe they already left. Well, hope you enjoy the time for those who are joining for temporary. All right, let's see who are. For those who are regular, go ahead and leave the comment. We know what to do, right? So if you are feeling relaxed, please leave the comment as one. For those who experience like your body light, disappear, or time fly by very fast, leave the comment as two. And for those who experience joy, brightness inside, or feeling like you don't want to quit, you want to continue in meditation, leave the comment as three. Anything else that I didn't mention, leave the comment as four. Get back to you. Miss Eileen, thank you. One. All right, just come, right? Thank you for coming, Miss Eileen. Miss Kathleen, two. Very good. Miss Shaw, one. Okay. Anyone else like to share? It's been quite some time, haven't seen you guys much, so I'd like to stay with you a little bit longer. But anyway, our time is almost up. Miss Helen, too, very good. As you practice further, sometimes you may be wondering, how can I keep myself continue with this experience further? Or how can I maintain it every time I come back? Miss Irene, two, sleeping some. Well, it's afternoon, after lunch too, right? Well, sometime when you are having such thought, like I mentioned, we have to learn to take care of our mind too when we are not meditating. That is why taking care of the mind with the comfort feeling, you can try that first as a priority to do that. And so doing so, all you have to do is simple. Keep your mind feeling comfortable, or at least feeling light, feeling calm, that much. If there is something going on, make you feel excited, make you feel pressure, make you feel uncomfortable, try to get back to that feeling once again. You must find your own technique or method to maintain or try to get back to that feeling. Because if you don't take care of it, next time you come, it's going to be the same. And we can start doing so by making our mind be more relaxed. So when it is like that, it will feel light all the time and it won't disturb. So hopefully this could be the good tip for you. However, it may be easier said than done, but once you practice, and you will get used to it quite easily. That means when you do it often, more and more. But you must start first. Without that, it will be quite difficult. I'll tell you that much. Because I myself still struggling doing that too. But at the very least, if something coming up and it make you feel upset, you can get back to that mental state of inner peace much quicker, and you won't make it more worse than before. And that's how something you can try. Before we end today, allow me to give some announcement. I'm not sure I made it on this part. All right. Okay. For those who have just come on new, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on my YouTube channel, Great Teaching Monk of the same name, on our Facebook page to get notification of the update video and things and so more. But for those of you who are regular, you may be, already know, but don't forget to share to your friend too. Last but not least, everyone, just want to say that tomorrow I'm scheduled to continue our Inner Peace Nighttime, but it's just happened to be that my friend flight is at the same time, so I have to go to Heathrow Airport. So it's quite difficult for me to come and make it on time on this following. So Inner Peace Nighttime will be resumed on May 10 on Wednesday. Please note on that part. So okay, so please take a note, and when we will continue again in our next Inner Peace night time. I hope you enjoy your time with me. And last but not least, if you like the story of the Bodhisatta, there are more to the story. Because for an ordinary young man, for a man or a woman, doesn't really matter. If they have the heart, the thought of want to help others, help themselves and help others, they are called Bodhisatta. But if they succeed in doing so, they are called Buddha. Alright, so please take note on that part. We can continue with the story for next week or another time. And I hope you enjoy your time with me, and I'll see you again in next Inner Peace Sunday. Okay? Alright, thank you everyone. See you again next Inner Peace Sunday.